In a dim San Francisco apartment, a lone developer speaks a single sentence to his laptop, and 30 seconds later, an app materializes. No keyboard shortcuts, no syntax, no years of training, just words. So how did software creation suddenly become this simple? This isn't a demo trick or a marketing stunt. Engineers worldwide are quietly abandoning the way code has been written for decades. One phrase describes this shift, coined by a scientist who once helped build the very machines now replacing manual coding itself. That phrase is vibe coding, and depending on who you ask, it's either the greatest leap in software history or a ticking time bomb. To understand why this matters, we need to rewind to February 2025, when a former OpenAI researcher posted something that broke the internet. Andrej Karpathy, a founding member of OpenAI and former Tesla AI director, described a new way of building software using only natural language. He described it as fully giving in to the vibes, forgetting the code exists, and letting AI agent handle everything instead. Instead of typing functions line by line, developers now describe an idea, and autonomous AI agents write, test, and deploy it instantly. Tools built for this new workflow turn the idea into products, letting anyone type a wish and watch software appear before their eyes. A founder without a single line of coding experience built and launched a working app in one weekend, once impossible without years of study. Suddenly, the barrier that separated dreamers from developers, the wall of syntax and semicolons, appeared to be dissolving in real time. Startups began advertising prototypes built 5 times faster than traditional development, cutting weeks of engineering into a single afternoon of prompting. Venture capitalists took notice, funding armies of solo founders who called themselves not programmers, but directors of artificial intelligence. It felt like software had finally become democratic, and anyone with an idea could become a builder without a computer science degree. But inside engineering circles, a very different reaction was already brewing, one filled with alarm instead of celebration. Senior software engineers began warning that speed without understanding was not innovation, but a slow countdown toward disaster. The problem wasn't that AI could write code, but that many new coders had no idea what the code actually did. Developers started pasting AI-generated code directly into production without reading it, testing it, or understanding a single line of it. Security researchers began finding critical vulnerabilities hidden inside these AI-built applications, flaws a trained engineer would have caught immediately. One widely discussed case involved an AI coding assistant that deleted an entire production database, then apologized for its mistake. The company lost real user data, real trust, and real revenue, all because nobody had double-checked what the AI had actually built. Beyond security, engineers noticed something else. Applications built this way often broke the moment they needed to scale. Code that looked functional on the surface was often held together by fragile logic, unable to survive real-world traffic or edge cases. And there was a hidden cost few beginners anticipated: the price of tokens, where every single AI request quietly added up. Some builders discovered their monthly AI bill had quietly climbed into the thousands of dollars, just from endless trial and error. The dream of 5 times faster development was colliding head-on with a growing wall of technical debt and financial surprise. Therefore, a deeper question emerged, one that reached far beyond individual apps and touched the entire software industry itself. If AI can write functional code from a single sentence, what happens to the millions of junior developers learning to code the traditional way? Coding boot camps, once booming, began reporting declining enrollment, as students questioned whether entry-level programming jobs would even exist by graduation. At the same time, companies started hiring fewer junior engineers, expecting AI agents to absorb the simplest, most repetitive coding tasks. Senior engineers argued this created a dangerous gap. Without junior roles, who would grow up to become the next generation of senior engineers? Meanwhile, cybersecurity agencies quietly issued warnings that unreviewed AI-generated code was becoming a growing target for hackers worldwide. Governments and enterprises that once demanded strict code review standards found employees quietly using AI shortcuts nobody had approved. The very speed that made this approach attractive to startups made it a genuine liability for hospitals, banks, and critical infrastructure. Some companies banned unreviewed AI-generated code entirely, only to find employees using it anyway, hidden inside side projects and quiet workarounds. This wasn't just a story about programming anymore, but about trust, responsibility, and who gets blamed when software ultimately fails. And therefore, the industry split into two camps: evangelists chasing speed, and veterans defending the discipline that speed threatened to erase. Here is the insight most people miss. This movement was never really about replacing programmers. It was about replacing programming itself. For decades, code was the interface between human intention and machine execution, and natural language is quietly becoming that interface instead. This may be the biggest transformation in how humans communicate with computers since the very invention of programming languages themselves. Karpathy himself later clarified that this approach was meant for quick prototypes and weekend projects, never for critical production systems. But once a powerful idea escapes into the world, people rarely use it only the way its creator originally intended. The real skill of the future may not be writing code at all, but knowing precisely what to ask an AI to build. Prompting, reviewing, and verifying AI output could become the new literacy, as essential as reading code once was for engineers. Some experts believe the winners of this new era won't be the fastest typists, but the sharpest thinkers who understand systems deeply. Because when AI can generate the code, the true competitive advantage shifts entirely to judgment, taste, and asking sharper questions. This shift didn't just change how software gets built, it exposed a question every industry touched by AI will eventually have to face. So if artificial intelligence can build almost anything we describe, what happens to the value of truly understanding how anything actually works? So, is vibe coding the future of software, or a shortcut we'll regret? Let us know below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Until our next adventure into the unknown, stay curious. This is Captain Curious signing off.